Hey YouTubers, before I get into the saga of the RV issues, I'm using this lapel mic for the first time, and I see it as being a little loud, so any feedback you could give me if it's too loud, I can make adjustments in GoPro Studio. But here we go. Alright YouTubers, on the move. I got the lapel mic and the GoPro 7 Black, headed towards Marquette for a stop in Marquette, and then gonna keep going. This is pretty. I'm gonna turn the camera. GoPro, stop recording. See if I can fix that at all. Bay to knock. So here I'll stick something in, a little video clip. Hopefully I still have it. Hey YouTubers, the hood still looks pretty darn good, I think, you know, for a DIY job. But under the hood I've been having some problems, so I'm going to tell you about it before I try to get it fixed. I had some work done at the Dodge dealership back in Ohio. My pulley tensioner was seized up, so they replaced it. And now the new one, I'm hoping the belt's either too tight or misaligned. But the new tensioner is rattling pretty bad, so I'm going to pop the hood and give you a show. Alright, this is the wonderful Dodge 5.9. This is the pulley tensioner down here. It's rattling. We'll start it up. And you can hear that rattle in there and it squeaks. So, yeah, taking this to the shop. I'll turn it off and tell you more about it. So I have the receipts from the Dodge dealership in Ohio, and I called the Dodge dealership up here on Friday, and they were able to get me in. It's Wednesday, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they can get this fixed, and I am hoping not to spend hardly any money. I'm assuming at least the part is on warranty. I don't know if I'll have to pay for labor or not, so they said they would talk to the dealership back in Ohio, so we'll see. That is today's agenda on a very warm day. Went from 34 degrees at night at the beginning of the trip, and now it's been close to 90, so yeah, big swings up here in the UP. Okay, I got a lot of work done before I started this trip. And I had hoped my belt was just too tight, but I took it to a Dodge dealership up here, and the belt tensioner, the brand new one, had failed with less than, maybe it was about 600 miles, 650 miles it failed. So they replaced it. But that's not it. Something else is going to rear its head that I'm going to have to deal with in this video. And yeah, it was rattling and squeaking, and the Dodge place in Dayton didn't put original parts on it, so they couldn't warranty the part. So I contacted the place back there, sent them screenshots or invoices and all that, and hopefully they're gonna make it right, because I don't want to pay for the same work in 600 miles. That was over $200 both times. It's bad when you take something in for maintenance, it comes out worse than when you started. Turning onto US 41 to Marquette. I won't show you a lot of this. I've showed you in the past. We're going to continue on route. Second hard break for deer. I'm gonna have to be careful. They're out today. Alright, made it to Marquette. Gonna make that stop. You know that stop I gotta make if you watch along. Gotta get to G&K's. Pasty and a Kootenai, I think. That's lunch and dinner.
So in this point in the drive, Eddie's a champ. He's running fine, giving me no problems whatsoever, but that's about to change. And I tell you what it is towards the end, but go ahead when I start describing the problems and make your guesses and see if you can get it right. Downtown Marquette, a place I like. There's a clock tower I really like. There is the Superior Dome right across the street from Gene K's. Getting my pasties with Eddie parked out front.
Alright, YouTubers. First fun of the trip. I was leaving Escanaba. I got to Marquette, got my pasties, and Eddie started acting weird. Engine's overheating. The idiot light's not saying it, but the radiator was boiling. Radiator issues. Yay. It's not showing as hot, but it's bubbling.
I never seen an overflow tank literally boiling before.
So I'm heading back to Escanaba to a safe place and get them in the garage before I start heading west. So no, sorry, mine's distracted. So no hot noggin on this trip. Maybe on the way back. How it sounds with the windows open because I'm not using the air. I'm gonna stop about halfway and check it out. So yeah, I need to get this fixed before the trip goes forward, or get it figured out. Again, it didn't show hot, but it was hot. Where I'm going, I can go to from here instead of going to Ontonagon. I just really sad I'm not going to Ontonagon. I just want to get this back and get it in the shop. Got to a point where it just didn't want to go. It just revved and didn't want to go. And then I had that antifreeze smell. And it took me about 20 minutes to be able to crack the antifreeze. I put just some water in it that I had. And we'll see what they say tomorrow at the Dodge place. Yay! Money! So, my guess it's probably the thermostat. I think if it was the water pump, I would know it. But again, the idiot gauge isn't getting hot, isn't showing it hot. But that crap was boiling. So, get it to a shop. Hopefully everything, I can make it the next 40, 50 miles. And everything will be alright. So, I still love my older van, but yikes, you know. Okay, YouTubers, that might be it for now. I'm gonna tell this thing to stop, and then we'll figure it out. I just pulled to a gas station, popped the hood and checked it. Again, still my water temp shows is fine. It wasn't boiling. I don't know. If the thermostat, if it's a thermostat, it might just start going bad. When it comes to this stuff, I know enough to be dangerous, which is dangerous itself. Alright, YouTubers, good news. I guess sometimes it does pay to take it to a dealership, because I was convinced that it was the thermostat that went bad. And it was actually... Alright, so as I was trying to say, when the GoPro messed up a little bit on me at the dealership and cut off, I was convinced that it was the thermostat, and I was hopeful that it wasn't a head gasket. There was no smoke. I had never seen water boil in a radiator overflow tank, but that's what it was doing. And so I got it back to Escanaba without any problems. Took it in this morning, figuring, okay, it's a thermostat, and make sure what it was. And it ended up being a corroded radiator cap caused it to overheat. There are people, I'm sure, that know more about stuff than I do. I didn't know that was a thing, and when they told me that, I Googled it, and it's a thing. It happens. Now, I could have, and it was 18 bucks for a new one, and I could have got away with just saying, okay, that's it. But I also had them run some diagnostics and check the thermostat to make sure it was good, and it was fine. So I'm out of there at less than $100. When I was in Marquette, I thought I might not continue on with the trip, you know, because it seemed very bad. And I've had many cars, a few old cars that I've had for a long time. Never heard of a corroded radiator cap causing that. But again, Google knows everything, and Google says it's a thing, and maybe people out there like you know that, yeah, it can cause that. But luckily, it didn't cause any other damage. Also, they gave me the bill, and I still have some squeaking because I had to have them replace work that was already done at another Dodge dealership, and it's still squeaking a little bit. And it's actually the AC air compressor where the squeak is coming from the belt. And something that was odd is it seemed like when I turned the AC on, it stopped squeaking. So if that goes bad, it's not going to hurt the driving. It's going to hurt the comfort. It's going to hurt air conditioning. But to get that fixed was over $1,000. It was over $1,000 to get that fixed. So hopefully it lasts this trip, and that might be a thing where I get on YouTube and figure out maybe I can do this myself. And I was tempted to replace the thermostat by myself, which is not overly complicated, but I wasn't sure what was the problem. You know, when you know a little bit is a lot different than when you know a lot. And it seemed every indication was the thermostat. And if I'd have done that and not replaced the radiator cap, it probably would happen again. So, yay. Cousin Eddie is fixed and heading west. I had a great and wonderful day, a relieved day, and hopefully you also have a great and wonderful day.
A real Youper verified gene case passes are fantastic, and their Kudagis are really, really good too. So I also want to know if anyone has tried this before, if it's just something I had heard of, because somebody else had never heard of dipping French fries in your Frosty. To those that follow along, there could be lags in my video uploads.
Hey look, a shiny new radiator cap. Apparently gonna solve my problems. Yay. Alright, now I'm hoping for an actual great and wonderful day. It was a pretty darn good great day when it wasn't super expensive to get this fixed.